Hello, sisters, and welcome to today's Aries full moon activation. We're going to be talking about all things full moon and all that you can do in this beautiful ritual to reclaim your feminine power. Let's do this. So let us begin. Welcome to the Aries full moon. The space of feeling into not just the Libran energy of the season that we're in right now, but into the Aries energy, because Libra and Aries are on the opposite side of the astrological wheel and the wheel of life. It is like spring and autumn energies. It's the balancing energies, because Libra is the scales. So it's talking about balance. But when we have Aries, this kind of cardinal fire energy, it's also about action and transformation and that I-centeredness, not self-centered, not selfish in the wrong sense of what selfish means, but being selfish in bringing your attention into self. And with this full moon, we have some pretty huge and beautiful aspects that are happening and other planets that are playing into this full moon that are diving us into our bodies, into our desires. And Chiron is sitting there with the moon 2 degrees apart. And so Chiron's sitting there with the moon opposite the sun and Venus. And it's basically asking us into that deep undercurrent of our moody, emotional, moony energy. Where can you drop into self to find your gifts? Because Chiron the Centaur, yes, he was all about the sacred wound as well, but the sacred wound is about what gift you have had to face in this life, to integrate it into your body, to become a healed version of holding that wound so that you can then share that gift with the world. Because we all are these beautiful, unique, individual beings that each and every single one of us hold this magic, this power, these gifts within, and they're all unique and beautiful to ourselves. And for some people that might be being a world leader. For other people that might be being a mother. For myself, it is creating a balancing effect around embodying what is in my mind, the knowing, the remembering. It is about nurturing and nourishing my own physical body, but also really looking at the depth of my personal beliefs and my habits and my, values. And so hence why I became the trigger guardian, which is holding space for women to really, really feel into our triggers. And I do that through helping women to move with the moon, to come into alignment with this right now energy of full illumination, full manifestation of what you were doing at the moon. So when you were, whatever you were doing, set this intention for what was going to show up between the new moon 2 weeks ago and this full moon today. And so when we set an intention, it's really important to say it's very nice to add with ease and grace. One of my teachers, the beautiful Jane Hardwick Collins, she talks about adding with ease and grace to every single intention that we create. Because I might say, I want boundless energy and, soul-shattering love. But what I will get is everything standing in the way of getting to that intention becoming manifest will show up in my life in those first 2 weeks of setting my intention. If I wasn't setting an intention at new moon and I was grumpy and I was drinking and I was, irritable and I was busy and I was on autopilot, that's the intention, that's the seed we plant. And this is often the time where it's like the lunatic, the full moon energy brings up all of this tension and crazy energy that is illuminating all of those deeper underlying conversations you are having with yourself, illuminating all of those parts of you that may or may not have been consciously aware of what you were planting at this moment. So full moon energy is about illuminating, manifesting, full illumination of that which you planted at new moon. And with this full moon, it's summer, it's energy, it's peak energy. It is this overflowing outpouring of showing your deeper self what you need to see. So if you are feeling irritable and frustrated, you need to, the invitation is to feel into what it is in your life that's creating that irritation and frustration. And because you create your life, life doesn't happen to you, it happens through you. This is the opportunity. Instead of pushing against it even further, you can actually open to it and say, okay, these are the things I need to or choose to change so that my life can become easier, so that I can become a lunar woman, and instead of pushing against my hormones and emotions and, creating busyness as a status symbol, I get to choose how I live and I get to choose who I want to be. And that's what Lunar Woman's all about. So I am so glad you are here, sister. My name is EveningStar Nightwalker, for those of you who don't know. And right now we're going to be doing a full moon activation around this beautiful Aries full moon that will bring in some awareness and understanding around what has been stopping you from reclaiming your feminine power. Because over the years of patriarchal rule, of the divide and conquer of women, of suppressing women and burning them at stake for speaking their truth or practicing their gifts, we all hold within us this conditioning and this narrative that it's not safe to be our full and authentic selves. It's not safe to feel into our power. So today I wanted to work with the directions. I want to light a candle to call myself fully present, and also to set an intention for holding space for all of you beautiful women who are listening or watching this full moon activation. And in doing so, I call myself EveningStar Nightwalker, and I call the hawk medicine fully present. I call in the elements of the east, my hawk, and also the element of new beginning. I call in the north, the element of fire. I call in Mother Jaguar to hold this space open for us to see what we need to see. I call in the west and the whale, the energy of the ancestors, the grandmothers. I call in the south and the mystery, the crone energy and of wisdom. And in the south, I call in the snake, that ever-present ability to shed the old and know that what lies beneath is exactly what we need to see. And I call this circle open for us to dive deep into this Piscean. Put that on my mind today, sorry, I don't know what I was going to say clearly. The Aries full moon. And this Aries full moon, it is Chiron and the moon opposing the sun and Venus. And only if we worked with those 2 points, there is so much energy available to us in asking us what are our deepest desires. How does this Venus, the glyph or the symbol of Venus is actually a mirror, that woman symbol with the circle and the cross underneath. It's a mirror to look into your deepest desires. And because Chiron's opposing it, Chiron is that wounded healer. It is that deepest wound that we come to this life to not heal, but to integrate and live with, so that we can then share how we have done that with other people and help to express those gifts as our service to humanity. And with these 4 astrological bodies, in these positions that they're in, it's really asking you, how does my body feel? And you know, for those who know me, I am all about hello body. You know, this is my body, this is my temple. And my temple, my EveningStar night walker, my temple is the temple of the moon. It's the temple of the goddess mysteries. It's this space within me where I sit with myself to go into deep remembering. And that remembering is of the healed sisterhood. It's of when women sat in circle. And women have sat in circle for longer than they haven't. So when we sit in this circle and we open the directions and we call in our power animals and we sit with other women to share our stories, to activate places within ourselves that may have been dormant, trapped, suppressed. It's about being able to feel into those spaces that are alive and awake within us, but yet we may not give ourselves the time and energy to really feel that. I have some she oak, which is a really feminine energy plant. I have some dried she oak fronds from my front yard, which I'm going to light right now. And invite you to take a moment to close your eyes as I get my sacred feather, as I get this beautiful smoke and this beautiful fire to work as a clearing of energy, clearing myself, feeling the smoke moving through my chakras, calling myself even more fully present. And then I invite you to breathe beautiful feminine energy, this cleansing, healing energy through your body. Breathing in, taking in and receiving, breathing out, letting go of all negative energy, all tension. And just being in this space, in this presence with you today. Whether you are listening to this or watching the replay, this space is sacred. Your body is sacred. And there is an asteroid that's also playing really heavily into today's full moon energy. And that asteroid is the asteroid of your soul. So when we step into this body and really feel how she's feeling, is she bloated, is she happy, is she without judgment, asking yourself, how do I truly feel in this moment? Asking yourself what it is that may be causing this pleasant feeling, this unpleasant feeling, without judgment. Because if we didn't judge ourselves, we're starting to take that first step in healing the sister wound, because then we wouldn't be judging others. Because the judgments we find in others are 99.99% of the time something within yourself that you're not quite willing to look at. So being able to refrain from judging self by feeling into your body, by dropping it. So closing your eyes and taking a moment to imagine, see, sense or feel yourself standing outside under a full moon. Grandmother Moon and her wisdom is shining down upon you. Below your feet, roots start to grow down into Mother Earth, weaving out the little tendrils and diving deep through the underground, past the bones of your ancestors, deep, deep, deeply grounding you, anchoring you into Mother Earth, so that you not only feel connected above to this full moon, but you are connected and anchored down below to it. And you sitting in the middle, like this beautiful holy trinity of you, Mother, and Grandmother. This beautiful space that exists for you to be, not to do. And to just give yourself permission now to let go of the ego mind and to access that deeper soul's wisdom of sitting in this space of activation. Your soul resides in every cell of your being. Today, there might be a part of you that is really calling for your attention. For me, it is just below my belly button. Both solar plexus and the sacral. It's my belly. It's intuition. It's that gut. That part of us, that brain in the gut, is calling me to pay attention, to cleanse and to purify and to be, to transform. And in this space of feeling into where your soul is activating your body right now, just take a moment to feel into what you were doing 2 weeks ago in the new moon, the Libra new moon. And see, feel, sense, imagine, remember that energy. What were you doing? Did you set a new moon intention? Or were you going about your life unaware of this beautiful opportunity, the new moon, to plant your seed? And for myself, I was doing both. No matter how much of this work we do, life sometimes still gets in the way. And this new moon for me was beautiful. I just finished a drum-making workshop and I came home. Excuse me. I was coming home actually, I was still traveling. So my new moon intention was on the side of a road or in a caravan park or while we were camping, and I set my intention, but at the same time, I didn't rest and I didn't meditate as long as I could want because I was with my family and I didn't make that space. And I now feel that at full moon. I am feeling a limit of space. I'm feeling that lack of rest, and I'm feeling not only the intention that I set for myself and my dreams have been coming to me so vividly and so strongly, but I am also feeling that lack of space. I'm feeling that lack of energy. So feel into your new moon time, and also feeling into now from new moon to full moon, what has shown up in your life that may be standing in the way of this intention being able to become manifest at this time. You know, maybe it's a past addiction or a current addiction. Maybe it's excuses. Maybe it's habits. Maybe it's toxic relationships. Libra time is all about relationships. It's ruled by Venus, and there's such a big energy around at the moment, around being able to sit in this kind of alchemy of relationships. Mercury was retrograde. It is recently station direct and moving forward now. So it's asking you to kind of, what is in your periphery, whether it's your relationships, your triggers, your blocks, your habits, your excuses, what unresolved or out of alignment issues or challenges, or what are you becoming aware of, especially around connection, intimacy, desire, and communication. And that comes to desire, communication, and connection with self, first and foremost. Has any self-limiting beliefs around your relationships with self and with others been coming up? What wounds have been showing up? Where is it that some relationships may be falling away so that you can up-level? Because the people we spend our time with help us to create the energy in which we can evolve into. So creating a space where you actually sit and connect with like-minded women, like in our Lunar Woman community, you can up-level to a space where these soul-centered, heart-led women are the ones that you are modeling your life around and striving to not be like, but to interact with and become intimate with, create friendships with. This full moon is also creating an activation with Mars. And Mars is that energy of action. It's that time where we are also we are coming into eclipse season. It's like, yes, our first eclipse, which is it's in the Scorpio season, and it is where it takes place on the 25th of October here in Australia. But we're moving into this eclipse season, and it's like with Chiron and Mars and the asteroid and the moon and Venus and the sun, all in the positions that they're in. This is a time where we can bring healing, or we can bring more challenges. We can bring transformation, or we can stay stuck. But if you're listening to this is an opportunity for you to say, I choose transformation. The stuckness comes from being on autopilot. It's being stuck in that old patterns, habits, programs, all of the things that haven't been allowing you to step into your greatness and step into the fullness of who you are. And if you're feeling kind of this polarizing energy and all of the things that have been showing up between new moon and full moon, things that you can help to bring yourself into this deepest desire, into connection with your deepest desire. Maybe you're moving in meditation, maybe you're dancing, maybe you're meditating, going for long walks, or nurturing yourself with a bath or a massage, making sure you are getting enough sleep and getting into bed before 9 p.m., 9:30 p.m. at night, because every hour of sleep you get before midnight is equal to 2 hours sleep after. This is a time where we really need to lean into our support systems and allow a chance for us to change, to be able to, to be able to change in a way of our choosing. Because if we do this unconsciously, change is going to happen anyway. And it's one of those times where, yes, Mars is in retrograde, so it's about taking action, but it's deepening into that self-awareness of what action I can take, instead of looking outside of yourself for other people to create or change things for you so you can live the life you want to live. Mars in retrograde, the positive aspects of that will help you to bring resolution to past actions, past projects. It'll bring things to completion. It's like taking time to slow down and find that capacity to respond instead of react, because Mars can be quite reactive. But when we have retrograde planets, it's slowing down that reactivity and that action and taking it more inward, so we can pause and self-reflect around our Chiron energy, around our deepest desires, around our soul's purpose, and start to illuminate where in your life have you been limiting yourself from stepping into your feminine power? Where have you been alive in yourself, but yet telling yourself it's scary, it's unsafe to step into your power? So I ask you if you've got a pen and paper. If not, just closing your eyes again and taking a moment to feel into these questions. Maybe you want to write them down. Maybe you just want to feel into them. But what are the blocks that you have around stepping into your true power, into your feminine power? And feminine power for me, that means harnessing the energy and activation of your menstrual cycle. And if you're not menstruating anymore, harnessing that just of the moon. moving with the moon and moving with your hormonal cyclical nature as being woman brings power into your life. When we are pushing against that by getting up each and every day to think and feel that we can do the same thing every single day, 28 days of the cycle, then you're not stepping into that feminine power. Because for every single phase of the moon, and for me there are 9, I separate new moon and dark moon. So most people say the 8 phases of the moon. There are 4 main phases, and then the 8 phases of the moon is what would be commonly addressed, but I say the 9 phases. And that new moon, then we have the crescent moon, first quarter moon, the waxing or building gibbous moon. All of those energies are going to be setting your intention, fine-tuning your intention, seeing what's standing in your way and paving the way for you to allow your intention to become manifest at full moon. Then we have the disseminating moon. So we're on the descent from full moon around to dark moon. We're descending in energy. We're coming inward more. And it's a time where we get to really feel and take harvest from all of that beautiful planning and preparation that you've done from new moon to full moon. Your energies become manifest at full moon. You're, this beautiful open rose, and you smell amazing, and you're attracting things to you. And as we come through the disseminating to 3/4 and then into the balsamic moon, we're reaping our harvest or lack thereof if we haven't been following this cyclical nature that we are. So this question is, what are some of the blocks that you hold within that are stopping you from stepping into your feminine power? Just give you 1 minute to feel into, to answer that question. To be able to sit with that question and ask yourself honestly, what is it in my life that I've been doing, that I've attracted, that I am creating? It's standing in the way of my feminine power. Owning that power. Okay. Question number 2, is there anything you learned as a child or even throughout your life that made you feel like being in your power was not safe? Is there anything you learned as a child that made you feel like you couldn't step into your power, or that being in your power wasn't safe? For me, with a recent ADHD, adult diagnosed ADHD diagnosis, I was always told I was too much. When I was being myself and that energy flowed through me, my superpower is my enoughness. My superpower is my energy and my light. And I felt as a child that when I was feeling that or showing that, it was unsafe. My emotional being, I'm a Scorpio moon conjunct Uranus in the 8th house. So if you know anything about astrology, that is big, deep, changeable, hidden emotions. And being Scorpio too, sometimes they can just come and hit and then retreat. And it's like hitting for the death with the Scorpio tail. And I often didn't understand my own emotions, but I've learned from the work that I do that these emotions, these beautiful pathways into my deeper self, are actually a gift, but it was, again, not safe for me. I believed it was not safe for me to be emotional, or even as an adult. It's really only been in the last 10 years, 5 years, that these emotional parts of me that have been trapped and laying dormant within have truly come up, because I have ways of expressing them now, ways of holding that space, and also ways of moving with them and giving myself the ability to feel instead of suppress. So just give you a pause with that question. Is there anything you learned as a child that made you feel like you could not step into your power? And the last question, what words come to your mind when you think about power? What stories do you hold about power, and what do they mean to you? There's a beautiful book out there called Power versus Force, and power is completely different than forcing an issue or pushing it against something. Power is this reclamation of these gifts you came into this life to harness, to learn, to share. Power is that reconnection with your cyclical being. But without knowing that, what actually comes to your mind when you think about power? When you feel into the word power? Is it scary? What stories do you hold around power? And what do these stories mean to you? Are they limiting you? Are they stopping you from stepping into the next version 4.50 of you? I'm probably up to version 173 by now, but who's counting? So just give you another moment. Just feel into those energies. And as we feel into those energies, I invite you now to close your eyes again, to take a moment to connect back into that grounded roots going into Mother Earth. Take a moment to feel Grandmother Moon shining down upon you. Smile a little bit to open your crown and draw down her energy. Draw it down into your body through your crown and through all of your body, mind and soul, all the way down to your feet. Breathing in and drawing in that Mother Earth energy through your roots and up through your feet and legs, through your base chakra and all the way up through your body, through your arms, your back, all the way up to your crown, so that you are completely enveloped and loved and nurtured by the mother and the grandmother. You are held in this space of feminine power. Just take a moment to breathe into this feeling, to be in your power, not in someone else's, or even someone else's opinion of your power. But let yourself sit with what this power feels like to you, without any story, without any expectation, without any judgment. Just feel it. Let this current of energy flow through your body. Let it wake you up. Let it unlock and activate places within you that may have been blocked, switched off, afraid. In this moment, there is no fear, lack, or doubt. You are safe and you are held. So feel it, move it, be this energy. As you inhale, breathe in, collect more of this energy from Mother Earth, from Grandmother Moon. Exhale and send it out through all of your cells, all of your body, all through your aura. Allow your nervous system to drop in, to feel safe, to feel secure. You may even like to call in your energetic or spiritual helpers, those unseen higher self, spirit guides, power animals. Healed ancestors, call them in to witness and hold this space for you as you call in your feminine power in this ritual. You are safe, you're grounded, and you are loved. You are powerful. If you have a candle, invite yourself to place it in front of you, to light the candle to call yourself fully present. To feel into now the power of fire. And I invite you to gently open your eyes and softly gaze into your flame. The practice of candle scrying, flame gazing, soul gazing. And as you breathe gently, feeling the power of this flame, feeling the power within you. Imagine, see, sense or feel with each breath in, you draw in the energy of fire. Safe. Cannot harm you, but it can transform you and light that fire in your belly. Maybe imagine breathing into your belly, fanning your flame, your inner fire. The fire, the sharpness, the golden. Breathe in the power. Breathe in your power. As you exhale, you breathe deeper. It takes that energy deeper into your core, igniting that inner fire, allowing you to truly feel the power that resides within you, that flows in you always. And if you don't have a candle, just imagine, see, sense or feel yourself standing in front of a fire. Maybe it's even a bonfire. It's safe and cannot harm you. But you're beautifully lit by its warmth and its power. And you breathe in and feel that flame in you being fanned. You breathe out and that flame, that power within you grows. And as you do so, feel into what it means to you to be a powerful woman, to reclaim your feminine power, to know your emotions, to master them, so that they are not in control of you, but they become a portal of energy for you to access and heal deeper parts of yourself. Your cyclical, hormonal body flows with this power. Feel into maybe 3, 4, or 5 things, elements, energies for you that mean you are living your power. And when you are ready, maybe you take up your journal and pen once more, and you write down these 3 to 5 or even more elements, powerful energy that you can feel in your body now. That means you are sitting in your power. Voice is a very big power channel for me. Reclaiming women's voice, having that knowledge and balance and free flow within my own body, mind and soul to trust how I'm feeling and being able to speak that openly and honestly without expectation or even judgment of how that is received by others. And I do this with power. I do this with my own power. There is also a light within me that calls me home to the deep remembering of sacred women's business, of sitting in sacred circle, of remembering the energy and the love that is felt when sisters gather. Exactly like this. And there's an exuberance, an overflowing, an energetic bigness to me that once felt scary that is now a superpower. What is your superpower, sister? What are your many superpowers? Write them in the chat, in the comments below. Share them in our Facebook group if you are part of Lunar Woman. And if you are not part of Lunar Woman, these sacred circles are part of our monthly Moving with the Moon. So grab that link below and join. Start to harness this beautiful power and be your most sacred self by reclaiming the power that it is to be woman. Give thanks to your higher council of light, your spirit guides, your power animals, your higher self, and release them. I give thanks to the south, to the snake, and to the element of earth. I release you. I give thanks and release the element of water and the direction of west, and I release the wave. I release the north, the element of fire, and the mother jaguar. And I release the air, and I release the hawk, and I release the east. I leave you now, sisters, in this beautiful place of your own personal power. May you feel your inner fire fiercely. May that priestess that you are be illuminated and have the courage to be seen, to be heard, to be held. Let this inner flame burn within you brightly. And I will see you when I see you, where I see you. Big love for now. Bye.
I so hope you enjoyed this beautiful full moon activation, sister. If you are interested at all in joining our Lunar Woman program, where you can get more of these beautiful sacred women's circle activations with the new moon intention beginning our month each and every month, you can join via the link below, and I will see you soon.